Welcome to our latest Derby Diary piece. I've got Andy Lismore here from the Toaster Racing Office. Andy, I'd like to go through, first of all, a quick review of the first round and then a little glance ahead, if you don't mind. Went very well, didn't it, the first round?
Yeah, generally. Obviously, there was the one sort of high-profile injury. Other than that, everything seemed to be fine. One of Nathan Hunt's has been withdrawn, subsequently, Road Walk Boy. Yeah, listen, I think you can never get it bang on perfect, but as good as can be. Certainly, the racing was good. Most of the big guns went through. Very little trouble at the bend, which is pleasing. Yeah, overall, I think a good review.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking through, you've got a massive cross section of winning traps. You've got dogs leading, you've got dogs coming from behind. It occurred to me, I was talking to Rab about this a little while ago. It seems to me that Toaster's a little bit of a combination of a kind of a White City and a Wimbledon, in that White City, no dog ever won a derby that wasn't leading at the third bend. And so that, although it was 500 metres like Toaster, in all the years I saw it, and I went back even further to, I saw them sort of 77 final onwards. But I know prior to that, every dog that was leading at the third bend won the English Derby at White City. At Wimbledon, they could come off the back, albeit certainly before they changed the track at Wimbledon on the old side, there were lots of first bend trouble. Toaster somewhere between the two, that we've kind of got both sorts, haven't we?
Yeah, listen, I think White City before my time, Floyd. I'm only younger,
You're
but
the second one to pull that one on me in the last couple of days. Corden did it first.
oh, fair enough. Well, I'm younger than him. But yeah, listen, talking Toaster, it's a fair test. I think I say that the new track layout, the new traps now have been a roaring success. I think it's a fair level playing field for everyone, and that's all anyone wants in any sport or competition. That's all you want, and I think with Toaster now, that's what we've got.
Yeah, the one dog, when I was looking through, going over the heats, the one dog I thought summed it up was Ballymac Kingdom. I didn't want to say Ballymac, well, Ballymac Kingdom. He's a big lump of a dog, and he took the bend so well and kept his stride going, and then finished powerfully late on. And you think, if a
I,
dog like him can run the track, gives hope for a lot of certainly the smaller ones shouldn't have any trouble at all, should they?
I was going to say, didn't he come home as well? That I think it was heat three, wasn't it? And that was when the derby started for me. Whoosh up that. Hello, we've got derby dogs here. Yes, listen, a big dog like that. Yes, he runs the track brilliant. And probably there's more to come from the Ballymacs and again the rest of the Irish as well. They were pretty awesome in that first round. Team Ireland, whatever you want to call them, more together. But we have to remember they've only had 1, 2, 3 maybe looks there. They're going to come on for that, which I guess is frightening.
Very much. The Thursday night, the game was slightly on the slower side, wasn't it, compared to the other two? What was that all about?
Yeah, listen, it was heavily watered. We've got a new guy on the track as well. Dave Cull used to be at Peterborough. He's subsequently been at Henlow as well. He joined Jacob and Keith Bauer on the track team there. Obviously, Dave Boothby in charge there as well with the track, but perhaps just starting to get the grips with it. But it was heavily watered. I know Dave was out there all day with the hose. Listen, it was slightly slower, but certainly fair and no real complaints.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, looking at the results of the various traps, different traps, also the different times of the night were throughout the meeting. I think over the 3 nights, the 4th, 5th, and 6th races of the card were the fastest times of the night. So there's no immediately obvious early bias, which we used to have at Wimbledon, because I mean Wimbledon could be, you'd remember very well, would be 40 spots, couldn't it? From the early heats of the Derby to the latter heats.
Yeah, no, listen, there were a few sort of planning meetings ahead of the Derby, because a couple of weeks prior, we had certainly had a case where race 1 on the card was, sometimes minus, 40, 50, 60, and it was normal out even getting fast towards the end of the night, and certainly some thought and process has gone into to try and make the track as even throughout, because no one wants it -8 for 8-1 and normal or +10 for the final heat. So a lot of thought and has gone into that with the track lads.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you to pick out 2 or 3 performances from the night. I mean, would you like by nights or particular or naming the dogs, where would you go for?
Yeah, well, listen, obviously the Thursday, Ballymac Kingdom, as mentioned, he sprouted wings on the run in. Thorn Falcon was a Thursday night as well. He's 4 from 4 now. He loves the gas. He's so professional. It's unbelievable for Patrick. New in session showed real guts and sort of determination. He responded. Sort of when challenge kicked on again, didn't he? Priceless Jet, former track record holder. What a clever tracker he's shown again to be on that Thursday, and obviously Bubbly Magnum in that final heat. He was away and gone on the Thursday, so it was a good way to start. The Friday wasn't too shabby either. Toolmaker Sydney kicked off that 29-13 straight off the bat. That was quickly followed by Glenn Gabale, wasn't it, in the next heat. Bocco's Bellies living up to his sort of initial hype. He's going the right way. Drooper's Edition, again, perhaps slightly underrated, but one of the performances of the round for me. 4-10 split and a 29-20 odd. And there's that good buckle between Ballymac Wild and Roxholm Shake. And of course, Queen Beyonce on the Friday as well, getting back on winning ways for Rab. That was a great story.
Yes, definitely so. Definitely. In fact, I made a mistake. The Toolmaker Sydney on the Friday was the first race, wasn't he? When he did the fastest time tonight. But again, looking through, I mean, halfway was it fifth heat of the night, Drooper's Edition 29-21. So it hardly deteriorated. Looking ahead to Friday night, that first heat, it's a bit special, isn't it?
Yeah, you got 4 first round winners in there, haven't you? It's take your pick. Ballymac Kingdom, Jaguar Macy, Signet Ace, Glenn Gabale. Listen, Signet Ace was pretty much foot perfect. I can't say it. Foot perfect in that first round. He's got the early boot. Perhaps could get clear and win that one, but it's a great way to start the second round.
Obviously, apart from the first heat, what else was there that really caught your eye on the Friday night?
Well, on the Friday, obviously Killara Lions got a lovely draw to work from in the next heat. Probably Magnum goes again in heat 3. Be looking for his early boot again. Obviously Native Maestro in the next heat. Got a little bit more to do, but I mean he was classed, didn't he? I mean he's one heck of a dog. He goes again. Bocco's Belly again on the Friday. Again, will he continue his good work? Let's hope so for Patrick. The old Warrior Drum Crow Brent from Mark Wallace was a local runner local winner in heat 1. He could well go in again. You got 3 Irish dogs in the next heat. Gaetan Molo the Machine, Angry Dad. Probably Angry Dad would be the pick of those 3 for me. And then obviously Not the Ball Sid in the final heat on Friday. Perhaps not seen the best of him yet. Maybe we'll on Friday night.
Yeah, very much so. I think anybody watching the heats, I know the clock doesn't always tell the story. In this particular case, it did. But Native Maestro, I mean, it was just perfection, wasn't it? Bang, crashed, gone, never in danger.
No, and the only thing I would say, the runner in behind, Unlock on Lock. I think we're going to beat him 3 parts of length. Perhaps a word for him, but yeah, listen, it was poetry in motion, wasn't it? You got an anti-post favourite. That's the sort of performance you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Obviously, having been talking to Damien Matthews for a preview about including the Derby and other bits and pieces, when he said she just produced a litter of pups and was kind of hoping for the best for the first run back. And you think to run such a stunning race, I mean, and obviously again took to the track very, very well, didn't she?
Yeah, and like I say, all these Irish runners could well be more to come from the lot of them. So watch out.
Definitely. And on to Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday again. I'm sure won't fail to disappoint. Got Highlight Arkle and his early boot in the first heat on the Saturday. I say Unlock did very little wrong in defeat behind Native Maestro in that first round. Again, perhaps can go one better here. Forest Gold. Kevin Hutton's got two runs in the next heat, but perhaps Forest Gold could get the run of his kennel mate there. The next one's got Roxholm Shake, Lenson Bocco, and Priceless Jetting. Again, that is a corporate at heat 12. I suppose on the draw, Roxholm Shake could get away. New in session goes in the next heat. He's got so much pace, he's frightening. Toolmaker Sydney thereafter, again, but perfect in round 1. And then a couple more. You've got obviously Dearjet Sydney's got bags of class about him in the next heat. And the final heat, that's one of the heats of the round. Heat 16 for me, got two standouts from that first round, Droopers Edition and Thorn Falcon. They're locking horns. Could go either way, but I guess Droopers Edition on that first round won the 410 split in the 29-10, was it? He did. I can't remember what he did now, but it was flying with it 29-20, I think. Perhaps hold the edge, but Thorn Falcon's 4 from 4. You wouldn't put it past him going 5 from 5 at the track again. It's another improver, Patrick Yance, unbelievably.
Yeah, it's great. I was talking to a few of the trainers. We've kind of been through a lot of rubbish with COVID for the last period of time, and everybody was saying that to be standing there last week on the evenings and with the sunset, and said, this is what dog racing is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, you got a lower toast to sunset. It's like Cafe Del Mar. Sunset. Kevin should be selling the restaurant for the sunsets, I think. But no, how great is it to have the bookmakers back on site as well, and the crowds? Everyone's having a drink and a chat, and keeping it socially distanced as far as possible. But listen, the dogs make the derby. The crowd makes the derby as well. And to have everyone back in and smiling in the sunshine as well, it's been great thus far. Let's hope for a bit of weather this weekend as well.
Just before I let you go, are the racing officers, the racing office staff, have they gone for a runner each, or are you all just sitting on fences at this stage?
I think it's always best to sit on fence. I mean, let's say Droopers Edition was perhaps one of the standouts from the first round for me, if we're putting the big guns aside. But listen, I think it's too early. It's the derby. Anything could happen, couldn't it? I'm sure there's one that's not even on our radar yet that will be popping up in the latter rounds. But listen, best luck to all connections. All come home safe and sound. And let's say hope for some nice weather again this weekend, and it should set some good racing.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks very much for joining me.
Cheers, Lloyd.